This is the Church of the Holy Cross at Great Ponton, just off the A1. Its tower is a landmark for miles around and possessing a gargoyle wearing glasses. Built in 1519 by Anthony Ellis. By any stretch of the imagination, this is a big West tower, very ornate, 80 feet high, friezes, quatrefoils, mouchettes, wheels, etc., all at the top round the battlement and also down at ground level at the base. There are niches in the buttresses and the whole edifice screams wealth. On the west tower here we can see King Henry VIII's coat of arms. Anthony Ellis was a very wealthy man. When Calais in France was still an English town and the port through which all our wool entered Europe, Anthony turned wool into gold, and legend says that he sent gold home to his wife in casks that are labelled Calais sand. The tower doubtless is a thanks offering for those golden fleeces. On three sides of the tower are these words by Chaucer: "Think and thank God for all." This golden violin weather vane has an interesting history. The story goes that a strolling fiddler used to come to the village and perform for various functions. When he got to America, he became extremely wealthy, and then when he came back to England, he paid for this weather vane in the shape of a fiddle made of gold. In the 1920s, the original weather vane was blown down and this new fiddle was made in bronze and copper. Beside the tower, the rest of the church was created in the 15th century, and there is a 600-year-old arch between the chancel and the chapel. Here we have the familiar royal arms to George III. Three-bay 16th century nave arcades with octagonal piers and responds. It's fairly evident that the chancel has been reduced in length with this 15th century east window. The clerestory has a moulded parapet and three too-light early 15th century windows. And here is the 16th century tall tower arch. There are some tall double arches in the north wall of the chancel. One is blocked, and they're from the late 1200s. Behind the altar here we can see the commandments and texts painted on stone with traceried surrounds. Anthony Ellis is buried somewhere in the church, but his altar tomb has vanished, although there are three shields built into the north chapel wall which may have at one time been part of it. But the tower remains as his real monument, looking as impressive as when it was first built. Here we can still see the rood loft stairway. This beautiful window was painted by hand on glass. Isn't it absolutely remarkable how those masons from hundreds of years ago created such caricatures in their grotesques? Thank you for watching this film of the Holy Cross at Great Ponton in Lincolnshire.